Hello, Divine Feminine. How are you? I'm trying to get the light correct, and it's just, I moved my tripod one day, and now the angle's just weird. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what's going on in this weekend, into the weekend, into the next week. Coming up on the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which will be some wild energy. I see that Jupiter's right there. Parrot, still in Mercury retrograde. Fox, crow. Bottom of the deck is sandpiper. Be playful. We haven't had that in a long time. So, your advice is to watch your words. What deck do I want to use? His advice is think on your feet. In between is co-create with spirit. So I consider that and the Scarab Beetle the kind of most magical cards in that deck. There's a lot of magical cards in that deck, but those are very magical, and the way they want you to kind of focus on that is to be playful. It's interesting, you're heading directly for the masculine. He's the way that I kind of feel this energy is he's pretending not to look at you, but his ear is kind of in your direction. You have action. Now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action on your dreams, towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. I love that the light is kind of streaming in. He has beloved. What a beautiful card. Blue eyes. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable with all those butterflies, and then dance. How cute is that with the full moon? Move your body to music. Dance to the rhythms of life. Manifest your dreams. Your dream through dance. Bottom of the deck is flow. Find an easier path forward. Surrender to the outcome. Release expectations. And then I guess we're doing it this way. I don't know. I like these cards at the beginning. A lot of physical movement on your part. I think one of the messages coming through is like, sometimes during Mercury retrograde, we can have a tendency to like talk really big about plans, or overshare, over promise, and not deliver. And they're saying like, don't do that. Look at even another movement card. Voyager's Journey, Past Life Healing, 2-2. He has 1-1, acknowledge, take responsibility. I love that for the masculine. Love, love, love. 7-7, King, Divine Masculine. One karmic relationship, releasing the past. 4-4, Holy Grail code, receive the gift. That came out the other day. And I did feel like you may be receiving a gift. Gift could be physical, but it could also be like a creative gift, is what I'm getting. Song, poem, painting, writing, something like that. I did such a beautiful reading last night, and one of the things that came through was something I had never, like, theoretically, I kind of knew this, right? But I never had really sometimes when Spirit gives something to me, it's very sensory. And it was like kind of basking in the it wasn't even the aura, it was like flowers creating a tangible auric field, but one that you could perceive with your senses, but also perceive with like your sixth sense. And how being in those things, being in like the aura of flowers, especially roses, is very like uplifting vibrationally. So I don't know, I really liked it. It was very esoteric. I'm just going to clear some energy there. Okay. I can feel that there's some energy stuck here. Well, speaking of stuck energy, so we had that upright yesterday. Wish that was upright. Oh, divine masculine. Silly, silly. Oh, but looky here. So much movement. I like that. So we have 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Holy moly. This guy is manifesting you big time. And I bet you feel it in your sacral chakra. He wants you to come talk to him, but the cards are kind of cautioning you to be very deliberate, is the word they're using. Okay, I feel a fear that you've been waiting. God, okay. Always the games. I've been waiting, I think, to hear something about this karmic being released or over all the way. And that spray that I sprayed is so strong. It's like it was so intense, and it's weird because it's very floral, and right before that I was talking about the aura of the flowers, and it's very intense, like tuberose jasmine. Okay, so you've been waiting for this karmic to be released, or this, of course, this energy to be like fully purged. Sacral. And I feel like you fear that if you get involved, showing me this like cycle, but if you get involved here, surprised the yin yang card didn't come out, that you will repeat a pattern or repeat a cycle. They're saying it's worth being cognizant of. It's worth observing. Like, you're not wrong. You have the 3 and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse here. If you don't build your structures going forward with intention, there can be a repeat of a pattern for sure. There is this brand new beginning here on offer. I think he knows it. I think you know it. You know he knows it. He knows you know it. And still, there's nothing going on here. Or very little. If that 8 of Wands was upright, I think this would be a whole different reading. Because you're waiting for him to take responsibility. So, where in your life can you... This is like a real transmuting energy right here. They're asking you to end this cycle. So this card has played a very big role lately because it's become my inner child card. We always have to remember that our world is our mirror, but our relationship with our masculine is our direct mirror, like our perfect mirror. And I am feeling, I'll just take a card from the middle of the deck on here so I can feel what this is. I just said something about that. Sometimes it's too painful to imagine how life could be. Because that requires you to admit that I don't know, this is what happens when we take responsibility for our lives, right? We have to stop blaming other people. And we have to say, I'm in charge of my life. And so very few people actually do that. It's so rare. As we know, the masculine has had a hard time doing that. I think that's part of what the karmic is helping him do. And it is weird. Because it's like, whoever this karmic is or whatever it is, it's like, it's loving in its unlovingness. Does that make sense? And that's kind of a normal energy for him to understand. It's like the lovingness feels scary and weird and foreign a lot of the time to him. So he's got this opportunity to take responsibility and acknowledge. You know, when I see 9 of Cups, 5 of Swords, I'm really like thinking the choice that was made was to party. Because 9 of Cups can be a partying card. It's not always for me. But when I see it in this situation, I feel like he walked away from you. He chose to do other things. Probably involving substances, partying, other people, irresponsibility, that type of escapism. Okay. And part of what he was really running from is that he may be we may have it all together, you know. King of Cups energy is a very, very attractive divine masculine energy. And that may be something he feels very comfortable in being. And even to the point where A King of Cups doesn't necessarily express feelings, but definitely has mastered some feelings. And yet here it shows that there was some sort of masking. There was stuff that he hid. You see through my mask, feeling insecure. I feel anxious when I think about contacting you. Empress, like you intimidate him. How could you want me? Insecurity, Jaguar medicine. People bring up your name. Sagittarius, law of attraction. Do you even miss me? Deja vu. Communication will come soon. You're too beautiful. It's funny because I do get a slightly competitive energy here. Like, he knows how to win and he likes to win or dominate or be, you know, get the attention, whatever it is, win the job. But there is a part of him that's very insecure. And the 3 and the 4 of Pentacles, it's like he doesn't believe that he's really capable of being the person that you, it's such a weird energy because you see through his mask and you accept it, but then he projects onto you and he's like, I could never actually be the person that you think I am behind the mask. But so there's a lot of layers there. It's so interesting. So they're bringing this up too. It's like, yes, you do see him in all of his like beauty is the word they're using. But that is your beauty that you're projecting onto him. And that's the crazy part of this. It's like he's also reflecting your insecurity about being the person that you think he would want. Do you see how many like layers there are there? That's wow. There are self-worth issues here that seem to be stemming. So last night this solar plexus really started coming through, and it's like how much have we really, I just want you to think how much we invest in other relationships with other people. How much have we really invested in this relationship with ourselves? And there does seem to be a, you know, you have so much gold here and this teal color and this, it's a very Atlantean card that we are trying to bring back this like emotional regulation, but it's also like emotional standards. It's like, how much have you put into really understanding, like they keep saying gold standard, the gold standard of becoming who you want to be? Are you putting time into it? Are you putting energy into it? Are you putting resources into it, like money and networks? And are you like living up to the standard? This isn't the funnest conversation, but are you living up to the standard that you will really, who you want to be? Because that's how you're going to kind of take the next rung up. It's not by fixing your relationships with anybody else. And I know that kind of sounds crazy because we're so used to kind of fighting for our slice of the emotional pie from other people and being what they need us to be, right? We get together and we're like, how's your romantic relationship? How's your family? How's your job? And we never are really like, how are you? Because it's very vulnerable to open up. Now, maybe you have someone or some people in your life that is really what you talk about. And they're saying like, everyone can go much deeper, way, way deeper on this subject. And as always, you know, your masculine is driving this forward. So let's see what it is that we're really, I don't know, they don't want you to wait anymore. Release. They don't want you to wait anymore. That's the Death card. I did kind of feel the Death card here. Darkest fears. Release your darkest fears. Release sadness and isolation. Open up. Thank you, Spirit. Awaiting results. So you did have that patience card, and then you have the Devil, Master, Heal, Sacral. This is crazy. Solar plexus. Seek the truth. Dreams coming true. You literally, wow, so powerful. Look at throat chakra. Take the lead, teach, challenging times, opportunity beckons. Let go of control and just breathe. So many twin cards. So this isn't a card that has come out a lot, but it's like, I'm talking about the mirror. Look at that card. This is one of the most succinct card, like those that it's just reiterated everything I just said. I feel so much energy in my solar plexus still. It's making me nauseous. And look at that crazy card. Like, I feel like they really want to point out to you, you're putting your investment in a place that's misled. Stop putting it out here. It's like, open yourself up. Put it into yourself and open yourself up. Now, it is interesting. Like, I saw a quote from Tony Robbins yesterday, and it was like, suffering only comes when you're focused on yourself. And I really had to think very deeply about it. I just don't believe that it's true. Now, I think that a healed person that's living in love, and I'm not sure you ever get too healed, but a person that has undergone an understanding of who and what they really are and spiritually awakened, which can keep happening over and over again, can get to a place where they are not triggered by interacting with everything. If you're triggered a lot, you still need to do some emotional regulation. Now, you can give, right? But what I'm talking about is displacing your emotions onto other people. Like, instead of going, why am I feeling that way? You're constantly saying, why are they upset with me? And you're trying to figure out what's going on over here, which is not your job. And I'm like saying, this is another person. You really can't solve that. And you get to the point where you realize, I can't solve that. All I can actually do and all I can actually give to you is healing this triggering inside of myself. Now, Tony Robbins, you know, he's a master teacher. He understands a lot of things I probably don't understand, but this is something that is very clear to me, that unless we embody a certain level of self-love, we really are just going around looking for a lot of validation. And I think a lot of people who give, they give with expectations of validation, right? If I give, like when I give these readings, I just give them. And I really don't care what comes out of them. Like, I truly don't. I hope that they help. But if they don't, and if no one watches them, and if nobody likes them or anything, it's fine by me. Like, I enjoy it. I just do it because I enjoy it and because it's part of my service, right? Part of my giving in something I do. So I know, so I have counseled people who have been kind of at the journey of wanting to begin to give their spiritual gifts, and that is a lot of what I'm talking about. It's like at the beginning, what's stopping you is you're thinking, what will people think of me? What if people don't like it? That journey right there, the journey that you're being called to go on. Let's say you want to start a tarot channel, but you've been in a spiritual closet. It could be anything, but just take this example. And you're like, oh God, that would be really cool. That would be so fun. I really want to do that. But I don't want my friends and family to see it. I don't want them to ask me about it. I feel like they'll think it's cringy. And what if nobody likes it? And in the beginning, nobody is going to watch it, right? It takes a while. Now, you know, there's always the people that do it with like a mastermindy type energy where they're just going to make sure that they win. That's kind of a different thing. And that's a different energy. It's not really the energy I'm talking about right here, where it's part of your service to give your energy to the world. Do I think, yes, being compensated is important? And that's a whole nother lesson here. Like, you have to learn your self-worth, right? In the beginning, if you're giving, a lot of people will try to ask you for free things, free readings all the time. It would happen to me in the beginning every day. And this is the free reading, but you have to like develop that self-worth of your own to be like, no, my time is worth a lot and my gifts are worth a lot and I give. And if you want to have me work with you, then that's something that that has to have an energy exchange, right? I don't know why I was spending so much time on this, but this is part of taking responsibility for your gifts, your word, your energy, your service, your deeds, who you are, and understanding how very special that is a journey of the inner child. Now, it sounds really weird to be like, part of your financial and worldly success rests in the hands of your inner child. But that is the way I understand it. It's because that inner child holds the feelings, and that's ultimately the most powerful part of the manifestation kind of machine, the system. It dominates everything, and you are very much bound to your feelings about yourself. There are ways that can be manipulated, for sure. Like, you can develop, often I see, it's very common, and I couldn't figure it out for a long time. It's like, often someone who's grown up in really bad poverty manifests a ton of money. And it's like, the way that they did it was they transmuted that fear of poverty into a very, very strong love of stability and money. You can manifest anything from a love of anything. Like, it doesn't have to be, this is my understanding currently, it may change, but it's like, you don't have to manifest like by becoming this, level 500 master. But when you do that, when you raise your frequency all the way around, you manifest a much more harmonious life, a much more whole life, right? The people who manifest like money from a love of money, and they've transmuted that horrible feeling of poverty and never wanting to be in that again, they throw their life way out of balance, right? They sacrifice their health, they sacrifice their friends, they sacrifice their family, and then they have to go on to learn those lessons too, usually. But you can manifest from a strong love of anything, even negative things, power. Although my understanding of power is that it is complicated. But anyway, I'm sorry that my throat is like going crazy. Okay, so let's get some messages. I may just not be able to talk right. And I do see that Spirit's close to you, giving you a lot of guidance, giving you a lot of messages. It fell beyond the tripod, but it says, why do I feel this way? So, I'm obsessed with you. Do what's best for your heart. The way I treated you was wrong. I wish I could be a different person. I want to be different. Don't know where to start. Can't take it anymore. These feelings are eating me alive. Had to let you go so I could find my true self. And I think that's a lot of what this reading has been about. Why do I deserve someone like you? And this one is, I'm immediately to go to you. Will this ever change? I do feel like he's manifesting you. He's waiting for you to come to him. You feel actually quite ready to do that. I feel like this eclipse kind of got things unstuck for some reason. Like, it's almost like You've had a glimpse of like, I don't want to wait anymore. That song is playing. I don't want to wait. I'm thinking of forever. I'm planning on calling you soon. I'm frustrated with you. I miss you. I think I'm out of your league. Every song reminds me of you. I think you are hot. I'm having wild thoughts about you. I love your body. You feel my creativity. I've been trying to distract myself from my feelings. That came through strong last night too. There is a big distraction element. Why is that, Spirit? Why is, oh, the work thing, the mastery thing. He's kind of trying to find, it's funny because I just see this card, right? We're finding validation in the external. He's really trying to find some validation in his skills. Yeah, I feel this TikTok. There's an element of time here that seems to be coming into play. Everything's upright except ascending. Interesting. I don't know. I was getting over heartbreak here. Getting over heartbreak here, which I like. Getting over heartbreak. There's like no one feels unconditional like you do. And, you know, if he needs to apologize, he's feeling very strong pull to do that. I need you back in my life. I miss holding you. Fear that if you get too close, you'll hurt me. I've been learning a lot about spirituality. You're intimidating. That's come up like twice. No one makes me feel like you do. I'm not good at communicating. I see myself having kids with you. I've had very vivid dreams of you. I'm trying to trust in divine timing. Battling addictions. I feel you pulled away. Have you moved on? You may have taken some energy back. That taking energy back, I don't really think it can be faked. Like I've heard, like people have told me they manipulated it, but I think that really only works in the beginning. You know, he is seeing himself in a new light and understanding that, yeah, like one of the things I think he likes about this is that you understand him without him having to say everything. But still, there's a part of him that understands or is beginning to understand that he needs to get to like a place where he's safe to express his feelings. And this is maybe something you've already done, because I feel like it's like the very first step of this responsibility of not blaming and projecting onto others and being able to be a tad bit vulnerable. It's like, I do feel the more you open up, the more safety he's going to feel in opening up. And the more you ground and you are rooted in your security, and but also very open to being vulnerable, right? The more safety he will find in that. It's the needy energy. It's the opposite of that really is pushes him away, right? Like ungrounded and like needy is kind of the opposite of grounded and vulnerable, but secure. So let me tell you, because I've had to talk about this several times lately, that anybody knows how difficult it is to be securely attached, it's me. When I first took the attachment test, I had 4 different kinds of attachment trauma and no secure attachment. So I worked on it for the last year, and it shifted greatly. It shifted to like 33% secure, and that, you know, I am resolving issues, but it is really interesting. If you haven't taken the attachment quiz, the test, I would highly, I'll put a link down to the one that I use, although I belong to her program, so I think I get a more in-depth one, because I've had other people take it and they don't get the breakdown. But I'll put a link in the description box. So let's get advice. I don't feel like this one was super full of valuable, actionable information, but I do feel that it had a big shift in it, which I like. You do seem to come out on top here. And though usually, okay, calm down, Spirit. Though usually the 6 of Wands and the external is more of an ego card for me. For some reason here, it's beautifully aspected. In the truth of what is. Now, he still can't verbalize, it appears, the truth of what is for him. And maybe you can't either. It's funny, I see the boat there, and I see the boat on the top of this deck. Should we already get these? I'm going to do a couple of these, and then we'll get advice. So, when he thinks about talking to you, he thinks it all the way through, right? This is kind of a trauma control response. Like, how can I win? How can I be assured of victory, basically, is what we want to hear here. So, there is something about competition that was coming through earlier. I don't know if I said it, but it's like, he's used to competing, and he's used to winning by kind of any means necessary. But with you, it's like you compared to the karmic. You have this win-win, right? This card says win-win. You've got this win-win mentality. At least it's coming online, if it hasn't been there. And it's a huge difference between you and the karmic. I feel like the karmic has been just out for blood here. Being charmed or used, enable boundaries, paradigm, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. And it's weird. It's like the way you see through his mask is the way he sees through her mask now. But that doesn't always mean you can be free of things, right? I feel like he at one point felt very addicted to whatever this energy was, until he was able to kind of look in the mirror and be like, is this who I want to be? Is this who I am? And kind of the answer coming through is like, no, I don't want to be like that. will he take responsibility is kind of the question on the table, right? That beloved card makes me feel like he kind of needs to it's so interesting. Those two came up yesterday. Will he work through his fears of not being good enough? Is what it's on his shoulders now, kind of, to decide what level he's going to be at the next, like, healing round, you know, spiral. You seem kind of on the path to powerful change, and I think that's helping him. Don't let your past hold you back. Prosperity lies ahead. You are good enough. Work through your fears. Nothing will come of the situation. I really think that he has recognized, you know, if he gave a lot of false promises to you and other people, the karmic did that to him, right? The karmic led him on. And that's a way that we can remain kind of emotionally distant, as if we, and that's something like a win from our parents, right? They would say things that they wouldn't follow through on, and that's an important thing to understand. If that did happen to you, especially from a father figure, that if you kind of expect that men won't keep their word, or they'll say a bunch of stuff they don't mean and not follow through, that's really something to examine and reprogram yourself. It takes a very high level of, you know, mastery to look at those shadows, bring them out, and put back what you want inside of your... I don't want those today. I don't know why. Is there something else I can use besides that? All right, we'll use these. I'm just bored of those cards right at the moment. Okay. These actually were on in the middle of my desk when I came in. I was like, did I put those there? Okay. You have Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. Possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. He has Dakini, the Enlightened Feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason, and I trust my intuition to guide me. I love that card. Mashig Labdron, the Diamond-Hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness, and I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So very much what we're talking about here. And then my Bago, the Warrior Saint. I'm a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. I think I said something about that. Let's see what dragons, ascended masters, and crystals want to support our energetic field. You can call in any of these entities, energies that you like to attune you. You have Crystal Tile, animals. He has Shadowkite, teacher, Orpiment, success and manifestation. Libyan Tektite gold. Black tourmaline on the bottom of the deck. It's good for protection. We seem to be very connected to nature right now, as I talked about with the flowers and stuff. It also looks like animals. Oh, those are so two beautiful dragons. The animals, the earth itself, nature wants to assist us in our success. You have the silver lunar dragon, bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. He has water dragon, so there's so much feminine energy here. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. Wow. Golden Atlantean Dragon. We did have that deep teal card come out. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. So you may feel drawn to topaz or aquamarine. Bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. Golden Solar Dragon. We have the sun and the moon here. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become a inspired leader. So beautiful energies for sure. I kind of would like somebody in the new Ascended Master to come out. I feel like we've had the same ones for so long. So 2 energies that we kind of already have on the board here. Diana, focus, intention, charity, prayer, and contemplation. The big leagues. Holy moly. Wow. Focus, intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Remember, I was talking about gold standard. Expect the best possible outcome. He has prayer and contemplation. I think this is a manifestation card. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. So Archangel Michael is the main archangel that watches over the twins. You are safe, angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Isis, magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Then this is Saint Germain's twin. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. And then Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay, last ones. Does look like there's big opportunities for success here. And love. Like, I feel like this is a big kind of turning point. Maybe turning towards the light here. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes, embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. Deep in your heart you already know what is right. Look at that. You already know the answer. Do what feels right. So be aware of what you're projecting, right? I talked about this. The qualities you admire in one another are the qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So we did get that beautiful imagination card where you can now envision this higher new reality that you want to embody. And it's important for you to really look at what's inside of you holding you back. So I hope I said that. Like, I'm not trying to offend anyone, and it does take a pretty big, you know, pretty developed self to be able to say, like, oh yeah, that is my responsibility. Having compassion for people is also paramount right now, where we can get to that higher viewpoint. I did that reading the other day. It really stuck with me, like, personally, that we do need to be trying to get to the highest vantage point that we can, so we can see really that things are not about us, but we make them about us all of the time. And remember that the more healing you do, the more healing he does, you know, or has the opportunity to do. You really can't do it for him, but I find that they're just dragged along anyway. Okay. Take care. See you later. Bye.